So it's the new year, and most people say Happy New Year. But for me, honestly, it's not a super happy new year just because I'm not stoked with where I'm at. I don't wake up every day motivated and in love with what's happening in my life. And I'm not super proud of my habits every day. Not proud of when I stay up late, scrolling on social media, sleeping in, and generally lacking in overall purpose and why I'm alive. So, found a spark to make some changes because you can see this quote here. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So if you're going to keep doing the same things, or if I'm going to keep going on Instagram, just scrolling, playing video games, sleeping in, I can't expect different results, right? So you have to make real big changes, not little things. You have to really put the phone down, set the alarm clock, and actually get up to it earlier. Go to the gym, go on that long run you've been putting off. Go out in the cold, winter brisk, and run and do hard stuff and deprive yourself of that instant gratification and that cheap, easy dopamine. Scrolling on social media is like going to the casino because the next scroll you might get something that makes you feel a certain way. It's gross. It's cheap dopamine, and that hacks our brain to think that we're doing something valuable, but you're really laying in bed, looking at your phone with a double chin and getting nothing done. So we have all this crazy technology in 2025, but it's important to recognize and be aware of how powerful it is, and you be in control. Don't let it be in control of you. Another quote here, top right, is if you sow a thought, you reap an action. If you sow an action, you reap a habit. If you sow a habit, you reap a character. And if you sow a character, you reap a destiny. It shows how simple things become much larger. And just from your thoughts, if they're negative, those negative thoughts become your actions. And those negative actions become habits, which become who you are and your character, and ultimately your destiny and your future until you die. So starting with your thoughts, recognizing where you're at and finding some sort of motivation to begin being disciplined and consistent, right? Every day, weeding out the bad habits, just ending them. If you have them, just call them out, write them down, and then put some new ones that you want to start doing. What do you want to stop doing, and what do you want to start doing, right? It's time to be real with ourselves. Take a break, put down all the technology for a second, take some deep breaths, meditate for 5 or 10 minutes, and then just get a piece of paper and a pen, old school, and reflect with where you're at in life and if you're on track to what you really want to do. Because life is short. Today could be your last day. You never know if someone you could pass. Like, you never know what's going to happen, and just try to make sure you're living a purposeful, fulfilling life. So I just created this spreadsheet. It's called a habit tracker, and I'm going to share a link to this in the description of the video. But it has every month here on the bottom in each tab for 2025, and it has every day. So for today, let's pretend that I woke up at 6:30 today, went for an outdoor walk, got some exercise. I did just go to the gym. And then at 9 p.m. tonight, there will be no more screens. I'm going to plug my phone in another room and read a book or just do something without screens. That one's really hard for me. But these are my 4 daily goals. You can customize these if you want to use this to any 3, 4, or 5 habits you want to do every day. And this will help you be consistent, and you can build discipline. In something like two or 2.5 months of doing this, it'll become like a built-in habit. Because that's how we work, good habits and bad habits. Whatever you do concurrently, your brain becomes just comfortable with, right? And you get used to it. So for January, we're starting the year today. It's January 1st, 2025. And obviously it's a good time to start new habits. It's very cliche. The gym memberships, the gyms are making a lot of money this time of year. People are signing up with their resolutions, but it genuinely is a good time to reflect in the wintertime when it gets dark and cold out, and just do some reflection about your life and what you're doing and where you're at. And If you're not liking it, then sit down for a second and just set forth on a new change. Be willing to make big changes. So I'll share the link to this down below, but every month here, and there's like green check boxes if you did it or not. There's even a red check box if you want to use that for if you didn't do it. And I guess moving forward, I don't know if I have to be perfect on these, but of course that would be ideal. But realistically, maybe it'll take some time for me to be checking every box, and for this whole thing to look something like this would be pretty cool. But we'll see. So link down below if you want a habit tracker, and let's cut out the bullshit next year. I know I just haven't been happy lately. Things have been tough, and I think it's time to take accountability for our impact on our lives and call yourself out for how parts of that are on you, man. Like, if you're not doing what you need to do, waking up early, going to the gym, eating the right foods, cutting out the processed food and eating whole organic fruits and vegetables, etc. So hold yourself accountable. I don't feel great lately. I'm not doing the best, but I know that if I just be consistent and pull myself up right out of this rut and this struggle, things will get better. My perspective is only dim because of my current habits. So full accountability, guys. But yeah, link down below for the habit tracker. Have a good one.